guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're gonna do ketogenic meal prep with my Simfonio pressure cooker, my Instant Pot recipes for keto. My friends over at Simfonio sent me this pressure cooker for free, and we're gonna do tons of Instant Pot recipes, pressure cooking recipes. We're gonna do lots of fun things with this today for the full week. You busy mamas out there, I feel ya, of doing this for the full week so you don't have to think about it and can have easy keto meals to eat. Now, if you love this video, smash the like button, click subscribe, and get my free ketogenic meal plan. All of your meal prepping and meal planning down in the description link below. Sign up for that weekly Wednesday weight loss email. Let's dive into the content. So we're gonna do 4 recipes today, 4 simple recipes using my Simfonio pressure cooker. Super simple for you. The first one is gonna be a keto pot roast. It's gonna be cheap keto too, my friends. The second one is going to be a keto sausage and cabbage recipe, which tastes delicious. The third recipe we're going to be doing is a keto cheesecake because I'm a Golden Girls fan and I love cheesecake. And the fourth recipe, if we have time, we'll see how time goes because this is royal weight loss meets real life. I have my 3-year-old. If I can do my keto buffalo chicken, I really want to do that recipe. And that stems off and makes a keto soup that's super simple. But today we're really going to focus in on those 3 recipes, the pot roast, the sausage, and the cheesecake, just to have. Now, some other things you're going to need, what I always have, I don't like to say always, most meal for easy keto is 2 cups of spinach with my meal. So I'm having my meats and then I almost always have that as a side, and I put on top of that apple cider vinegar with some olive oil or some avocado oil as my dressing. The dressing's super simple to make, but then that way you don't have to worry about a side and you can keep those in glass jars. I've done other videos on that, but for today, let's go show you how to use this bad boy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add my 3-pound roast into here. This was from my COSTCO haul. Applesauce is over here, she wants to help out. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of water and 1 cup of apple cider vinegar to the pot, then put the meat in, then put my oil in, and then put my spices in. And when I do my apple cider vinegar, I just make sure I shake it up to get the mother at the bottom to be included in this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my 2 tablespoons of oil on top. So I'm just gonna put in 2 tablespoons of my pink salt. Get that on top, and that's gonna start to loosen up the meat a little bit. And next is 1 full tablespoon of my Italian seasoning. And yes, I do cook like the Sesame Street chef. This is royal weight loss meets real life. Put that on there. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/2 teaspoon of my garlic powder and then 1/2 teaspoon of my onion powder. And I'm gonna put 2 bay leaves on top because I love a good bay leaf moment. I'm gonna go ahead and get this sealed to pot offset. This Instant Pot is super simple. It's just the 1 dial turn. So this will make it for an easy cooking. I do 20 minutes on high pressure per pound. I measured this on my awesome scale, and so I will put that in the description link below. As is my Instant Pot, y'all always ask about my Instant Pot, and I will put this one down in the description link below. Applesauce is still helping. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started and get this pressure going. So this is royal weight loss meets real life, so ignore the messiness in the background. But so that's my Simfonio. I did put in it my apple, 2 tablespoons of, you can use olive oil or this is avocado oil. A full cup of my apple cider vinegar. Just make sure you shake it so the mother at the bottom goes actually into your recipe. You want to have that mother included into the actual broth part of it to have in your Instant Pot. As with all Instant Pots, including Simfonio's Simfonio's pressure cooker, you want to make sure that you have water in there. You need to have at least a 1/2 cup of liquid. I always try to do a full. I always try to do a full cup. So I just made sure that the knob was on the ceiling, not on vent. Then I had adjusted the dial using the taste and pressure, or the taste and temperature, and the pressure level to be high and high. I turned the time that I wanted it to. I hit start on it, bada bing, bada boom. Now it's going and getting ready to be preheated. So I just cut it up into little pieces. Okay, the best thing to add to your keto meal in your keto Instapot is, with the pot roast, is radishes. These organic radishes, I would highly recommend, if you can find them, to get them organic, but do the best you can afford. I love these. I used to get my radishes at ALDI, but they don't serve organic ones. And the reason why I like these are in the ground. See, the dirt's still on them. And that makes me a bit concerned about the pesticides and things like that. That's why I choose, you do whatever you choose. And like for other things like avocados, I don't get those organic because they have a thick shell on the outside. Because these have been in the dirt, I try to actively get radishes, and I'm going to try to freeze these. I've never done that before, but I'm gonna do a little experiment, and I'll let you know in an upcoming Countess of Low Carb video how that works out for me. But so these, I'm just gonna cut them up. You can put them in the Instapot to cook them. You can put them in the crock pot. What I used to do for my keto pot roast recipe in the crock pot, which I'll link down below, that I simply just would put them in like with 2 hours left on the crock pot. This you can just cook them by themselves. Do not put them at the beginning with the meat though, as it will make them too mushy. It will make it, that will not work out. But I wanted to show you these, like the organic with the things and all that, all the loveliness. And you can use the butts on these. I save all of my vegetable butts in the freezer to mix with making bone broth. Simfonio gave me this pressure cooker for free. Thank you, Simfonio, but I want to be clear for FCC rulings. This is not a sponsored video. I simply was gifted the pressure cooker for free. How amazing does that pot roast look? Gonna combine the radishes with that. And then next, I'm gonna go ahead and put in my sausage and cabbage to get the next one rolling. We wanna get the next meal in here. I'm gonna take this out, put it in another like pan just to kind of cook, and have it be set for a later keto meal. And excuse the royal mess in the background, but I know what some of my sisters are gonna ask about, is this nice and, does the meat fall off? Is the meat nice and tender? It certainly is. I mean, this just literally, it still is just like, see, look at that. It just shreds. You can totally shred this. You can make these into keto tacos. You can make it into your pot roast. You could do a lot of different things with this. I'm just gonna take this liquid and pour it into here, so then my pot will be done. So here it is. I'm just gonna let it sit in the juices just to kind of, I don't know, keep, there's some steam coming off. So keep getting tender in there, and put the lid on it to come back to this in a minute. So I am in between nap time, you feel me? I'm trying to get this all done during nap time. I gotta quickly wipe out my pot so I can put my next recipe in there, which is the sausage and cabbage recipe. But I gotta get it, like, it just wiped out, cleaned out, so the next one can go in not tasting like pot roast seasonings. But so I got it cleaned, boom, next. So I made a massive mistake with my cabbage. I wanted to get an organic one because it's a root vegetable and with the pesticides, blah, blah, blah. So I spent $12 on this thing. I did not realize it was per pound priced. So this bad boy is $12, which is redonk. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up for my sausage and cabbage recipe, which is super simple, by the way. So easy keto. This is the easiest lazy keto and easy keto recipe for the ketogenic diet. I'm also gonna get my sausages from my COSTCO keto grocery haul chopped up for my meal prep. We're totally gonna be meal prepping these to put into the Instapot once the next recipe is ready, so I can just quickly go with this and do this as fastly as I possibly can. You totally could use a food processor to chop this all up. I'm just being lazy, not lazy, but I'm just gonna chop this up really quickly for ease for me, but totally a food processor would shred this nicely. So I've got my cabbage cut up. I put in a cup of water in there. I'm just going to, oh my gosh, Sesame Street Chef straight up in here. I just threw cabbage everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. I'm gonna put some more cabbage in here and get this bad boy filled up. So these sausages were from my Costco haul. I like the hot ones that I got from Costco. These are only 1 carb per sausage. This is 2 sausages that I'm gonna put into my pot that I've cut up. I'm gonna add a 3rd one in there and get that going. So I ended up putting a cup and a half of water in here, a full head of organic cabbage, 3 large sausage links in there. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this bad boy for 14 minutes on high pressure. And I add 2 tablespoons of olive oil or avocado oil or butter or coconut oil, anything, just to add some extra fat into the actual cabbage. So my Simfonio is on high pressure, high temperature. I set it to pressure cooker, 14 minutes. I just hit the little knob. Booyah, now it's gonna start cooking. I always do double check I'm on sealed to make sure that that is fully sealed. And I really just compulsive about my pressure cookers. With all of my keto recipes, excuse the mess here, I do like to check for my Instant Pot and for my pressure cooker that everything is totally sealed for safety. And this is how you know when the Sesame Street chef has been through, right here. But luckily, pork chop and applesauce, the dogs will come and eat it. So here it's all done. How beautiful does that look? How beautiful does that look? That looks amazing. Really, really good. You could add some vinegar on top of this. Definitely add some pink salt in there. This looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this into a container. So here is the final product. Dun, 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 dun. You totally could put this in individual portions and freeze them. I like to eat it within 2 days, but if you want to maximize it as being a done cooked meal, freeze it and then just microwave it later in individual portion sizes. Pork chop says it's good food. He completely agrees. He loves it. Okay, next is for my ketogenic week of meal planning and meal prepping is going to be my buffalo chicken. I put my whole organic chicken. I got this from Costco. You can get them from Walmart. You can get a whole chicken pretty much anywhere. You simply just put your 2 tablespoons over your bird. And then I have an awesome seasoning recipe that I like to use that includes oregano, paprika, pink salt, garlic powder. I will put, it's all in the description link below. So here is my seasoning. I simply just coat half the bird on one side, and I'm gonna flip it over. Massage. I like to massage my chicken, and then flip it over the other side, put some more oil on it so it sticks. I usually use about 2 tablespoons on each side, so 4 tablespoons to make it high fat, moderate protein, low carb, which of course is a keto meal. And then I just sprinkle the rest of my seasoning on this side. Super simple. This is such a cheap keto meal and it's so easy. Now that I've got the seasoning on, I'm simply just going to close it and cook it. I'm going to put it on high temperature, high setting, 30 minutes. Got it on high pressure. I check the top of this to make sure it's set. I hit go. Boom, it's going to start cooking. My Simfonio is going to start cooking the pressure cooker or my Instant Pot recipe for my chicken. And I'll check back here for 15 minutes of natural release. So I just let my chicken out. It looks delicious. I'm gonna now start picking the meat, and I'm halfway debating making fried buffalo balls out of these. I haven't decided yet. Or I'll just make the buffalo chicken. It may be a cliffhanger to be continued, but I'm gonna start picking off the meat on this to make my buffalo chicken. So I have, see it's still steaming. I have picked off my hot meat. I'd like to do it when it's hot. It's easier to pick off the meat. See that steam rising? Now I'm going to start cutting it to make sure there's no bones or any tough pieces that could be choky. My little boy is 3 and I want to make sure there's no choking foods potentially in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this all up and make it nice and small little pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cup of Tabasco, a third of a cup of hot sauce in there depending on how you like spice, a third a cup of mayonnaise in here, and then I'm going to get a cup of, 2/3 cup of my mayonnaise, 2/3 cup of my cream cheese, and mix it all around. So I've mixed it all together. Here's my cream cheese. If you don't like your chicken as wet, you can just use less mayonnaise or less cream cheese in there. I like it wetter because it has higher fat in it and it just, to me, tastes better. So this is the consistency I like. Make it towards what you like, but this will last for keto meal prep all week. I do like to eat this in the next 2 days though. It's kind of a general rule of thumb, and I do like to have it in romaine cups or in spinach, over a bed of spinach. And it's really simple just to grab this for an easy keto meal, put it over spinach, or I have romaine lettuce leaves in there too. And this leftover broth in here I use for my intermittent fasting soup, which I'll link the recipe down below, but I'm basically done with this, and then I'm gonna put this away in the refrigerator and eat on this for my keto meal prep for the week. And you can definitely use that keto buffalo chicken with celery sticks and some blue cheese crumbled on top. Or maybe use some ranch dressing if you want to do that too, or homemade blue cheese dressing. You have tons of options. That's why I like this for the ketogenic diet weekly meal prep, because you can morph it into different meals. And if you want to make two chickens of them, it totally is good. I like to make extra chicken meat and keep it in my freezer, so then I just thaw it out and then make the buffalo chicken out of it. Costco does sell already pulled rotisserie chicken breast meat, but it does have dextrose in it, which is creepy carb. So to each their own. You could use this recipe with chicken thighs if you want to make it even cheaper, which I did get some discounted chicken thighs from Whole Foods Keto on one of my Whole Foods hauls that I had, or Trader Joe's, one of the two. Anyways, you could totally use chicken thighs for this recipe as well. Okay, so for the keto meals, what I do is I incorporate intermittent fasting, but I will use those as a dinner, a lunch, and a dinner. So I extend it basically for 2 days. So for the sausage and cabbage, that's 2 days worth. The roast is 2 days worth, and the buffalo chicken is also 2 days worth. So it's 6 full days. And then I can have something like if we go out to dinner or other leftovers in my freezer to pull out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get, if I have time in between nap times, again, this is Royal Weight Loss Meets Real Life. I got a 3-year-old that I'm trying to like race the clock with. So I'm gonna try to make some hard-boiled eggs to get that to be a high fat, because keto is high fat, moderate protein, low carb for the ketogenic diet. In order to get that meal prep in for that, I think I'm just gonna make some hard-boiled eggs to have on hand, because hard-boiled eggs last up to 5 days. Did you guys know that? So it's good to have them like just done, ready. You can make deviled eggs out of those. You can do lots of things with eggs and egg salad. You can do lots of fun things with that. So I think that that's what I'm gonna do for my 7th day to make this the full ketogenic diet meal plan. That's what I'm gonna make. In the interest of time, I have all of my things for my keto cheesecake recipe. I have all my cream cheese needs to be sitting out. Also my eggs need to be sitting out. Pork chop drinks every time I want to talk, every single time. He's like, let me get some water, Mom. So for my keto meal prep, I'm gonna start prepping my cheesecake. That recipe does last overnight, so you cannot have it today. You have to plan in advance. So I've got my eggs over there. I've got my cream cheese sitting out. It needs to be room temperature. I do have a spring pan over, got stuff on it. I gotta wash it now. I have a spring pan, and that helps. I'll put that in the description link below. That helps the cheesecake. You need to, like, I would suggest getting one of those. And I have the recipe down below. It is not my own recipe. I don't take credit for that. But a couple of things you do need to have is having room temperature. So again, proper planning. Your eggs at room temperature, your cream cheese at room temperature. You also need to have, come over here and show you guys. You guys need to have Splenda, you need to have Swerve, the granular kind. The confectioner sugar one is not the right one. Ignore my cabinets in the back. The confectioner sugar is not the right one. You want the granular, the red kind. So you need to have that prepared. So in addition to having your eggs and your cream cheese out, you need to have your Splenda in your household as well. And you need to have this cook overnight. So it takes a lot of preparation, right? Like good planners, good Girl Scouts out there, or good Boy Scouts out there to get this keto meal prep going. So I'm gonna put the recipe down below. Because I'm multitasking here, I'm not gonna show you the full like end product. You can see that in the link down below, but that would be the dessert for all of these. Instead, I'm gonna use my resources, because I have these things prepped for filming, like this is Royal Weight Loss Meets Real Life, to make some deviled eggs in here. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, is get some eggs cooking. And so for eggs, it's super simple. It's the 5-minute rule. Cook them on high pressure for 5 minutes, then let it naturally, like do the release, wait for 5 minutes, and then put them in an ice bath to shock the shell, to make them peeled, and then add them with some sort of fat. Amazing keto meal prep, and it will last you for 5 days. Did you love this video? Make sure you sign up for my free ketogenic meal plan down in the description link below. Keto diet meal plan made simple for you. It's emailed on weekly Weight Loss Wednesdays to your inbox every week with what you can eat for free. My gift to you for free. Now, if you love this video, smash that like button. Make sure you click subscribe and put in the comments below pressure cooking if you want to see more videos just like this one. Make it a powerful day, guys. Bye. or vegetable broth for some of our other vegetable, our keto people, our vegetarian keto people out there.